Ladies and gentlemen, this is Judy. Um, Thank you for following me on Africa Trade Link and Expo. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Africa Trade Link and Expo. And today's topic, I'm going to talk about money. Money is the kind of topic that most people shy about, and people of African origin, it is just something we don't sit down and talk about money. But if you want to be rich, you have to understand money. And when I talk about money, I don't know about you guys, but most of us Africans, I don't know if your parents had the opportunity to sit down with you to explain to you what money is. For me, my parents just provided. If they didn't have money, they didn't talk about money. And most of what they did was just to buy food, pay tuition, take you to school, and just say, I have no money, or all that. It was just one of those taboo. But I think that is one of the things that is keeping people of African descent back, just not understanding money. Because how can you have money if you don't understand money? And I've been doing a little research here and there on some of the cultures that seem to understand money well. And this is what I found. You have to start telling your children when they are young about money, and you have to start teaching them the basic principles of money. And the basic principles money also go with religion and go with communal and other things. So one of the things you want to know about money, you want to take 10% of your earnings. 10% of your earnings, give them to God in tithes. Because when you do have God's blessing, you're calm. Every goodness shall follow you until the rest of your life. I believe that when you have that secured, the rest of it is actually easier. After you give 10% of your money to the Lord, you want to go ahead and save. Put 10% of your money in savings. Why do you have to have a savings? For rainy days. Because if you don't save any money, you're just eating it all. Then you can't have money to spend it on a rainy day. So you definitely need to save 10% of your earnings. And the other thing I learned, which I'm trying to practice and I'm trying to do, and I didn't realize how powerful that is. And they say 10% of your money, you need to give it out. You need to donate it out. You need to donate it out to the community. You need to give it out to a good cause. Because as you give that money to a good cause, as many people get blessed with your money, you will just be able to get much more. It's amazing the power of prayer, the power of the spoken word. When people say, please bless Miss Judy, please, add her abundantly because you gave away. So for me and my family, we are doing a pilot project, and 10% of my money I'm giving to MFG. I'm trying to record the history of my people and their culture, where we came from, because I realized that our history is dying. So 10% of my money, I am dedicating it to document the history of our people. And you know what? It's a true blessing. Following through, you want to take 20% of your earnings. 20% of your earnings, you need to invest it. And can you imagine if you started investing when you're a little girl? If my parents were just putting 20% of their money in my savings account, right now I'll be ready to retire. And that's why you realize that the other cultures, at least when they reach 20 of age or the age of majority, they are able to inherit money that their parents had put in a trust. So because that trust, as they were growing, the money was growing. So when they reach a certain age, at least they have some money to start business with. A lot of us, we don't have that old money. So when you want to start a business, you find it's completely difficult. And you try to get loans and you just feel like everything is against you. But if you start putting 20%, a good percentage of your money into savings, so that it can grow, it can invest, that is a good thing. I realize that a lot of Africans don't plan for retirement. When they are old and then they don't have money, somebody who was a big person somewhere and then now they're retired, they don't have enough money to survive off of. But if they had just put 20% of that money in an investment account, when they are of age and they're ready to retire, then it becomes extremely easy, like super easy for them to retire, because until they die, they can get those, money in the investment account. And then 50% of your money, then that's what you spend on. I know most of us have spent 120% of our money, and the rest of it we ignore. And you know what? You're not going to be wealthy if you do that. You only have to live on 50% of your money, because if you don't live on 50% of your money and you go above it, then you are living beyond your means. So follow Africa Trade Link for more tips on how to survive. This is Judy. Have a good day. Thanks.